Today, Precarious plays
Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. Tell me about your big nerdy book.
Okay, so here's the dish, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's bait for me.
Yeah.
Specifically. Like, I think when they were doing the demographics for, like, how are we gonna market this? They were like, I know this one nerd, Oddette. And all of her friends who grew up and enjoyed roughly the same media as her. That's like, you know how people will make brand personas and name them?
Yeah.
Like in order to have a way to talk about the type of person. So like, oh, this brand persona's name is Susie.
It's like a Beverly. Or
yeah, and Susie likes this sort of thing.
A Jean-Luc.
Yeah, so you become an avatar, a customer avatar for a type of audience. So you start asking questions like, would Susie like this? You know what? So
or what use would this? How will this appeal to Jordy?
Yeah, how will this appeal to Jordy? So basically, the people on the project were like, all right, our customer avatar, we're going to name them Oddette. What would Oddette like?
Just pull a name out of a hat.
Just pulling a name out of a hat, you know, a really typical name from this type of people, you know, the right sort of gender characteristics, the right media enjoyment. Yeah, let's make them Oddette. They'll be Oddette. So I'm in somebody's binder. Like, I just know it. I can feel it deeply that this was made for me because I can't tell if it's good or not. You know, it's so specifically involved with things that I like just on a basic level that I could not possibly be critical about it. So now let's get into why. Number one, it's a book, and it has a very sort of philosophical, big thoughts, deep thoughts with a Z title, and I think it's called like To Sleep, or no, hang on, I can just
To Sleep Among the Stars.
Something
like that, right?
Yeah, it's. I have to check now because. Yeah, it's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars.
Oh, so close.
You were so close.
For someone that only saw the title, saw the cover of the book, the thumbnail for the audiobook one time. It was pretty good.
So, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Ooh, doesn't that sound like kind of spooky and kind of romantic and kind of sci-fi at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that sounds like something I could spend a little time on. It's an audiobook, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, and it's like...
Oh, just cut to the chase. Say why you actually...
by Jennifer Hale, who is the sometimes voice.
Hey, man.
Hey, Kraid.
Can you...
Or not Kraid, freaking Ridley. Kraid was the first boss I ever fought in a Metroid franchise, and I know Ridley is more archetypical and comes back.
Yeah, like way more often than Kraid.
But I've got Kraid kind of pre-programmed. Anyway, so Jennifer Hale reads the audiobook, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Samus Mass Effect FemShep is going to read me stories. Okay.
Hold on, there's something that I gotta say.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing Andromeda.
Yeah.
And then after I beat Andromeda, I was like, now I'm going to go play the whole original Mass Effect to try to help work through my feelings on Andromeda.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of like the franchise in general. I guess it's actually more effective if I just let him, like, grab a bite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, grab a bite.
Boom. That's right.
So,
this.
It's strange to me that it's Shepard and FemShep.
Yeah.
When I think pretty famously people prefer Jennifer Hale's performance
Well,
of
and
the character.
to be honest, if internet wasn't here, I would just say Shepard because
Yeah, 'cause
we
you
all
and
know
I-
that
yeah.
it's Shepard.
You and I, we don't.
What?
I actively dislike that voice actor's performance. I don't.
It's like, ooh, who's this boy?
Nope, it's not. It's not that. I kind of wish it were that because I would feel less like I were. No, you know what? Ultimately, a huge percentage of voice acting comes down to voice direction.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the person that does the voice for male Commander Shepard could do an exceptional.
Yeah.
Exceptional? Well,
Yeah.
I want to try to put a B in there.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it sounds wrong if I say a pretty good job. But I think that they were just directed in a weird way. And it's like, hey, I need you to be as milquetoast as possible. And then that guy delivered, and I find little to appreciate in that performance.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jennifer Hale is a treasure. Hey, friend.
Space Pirate Grey is definitely not my style. The machines aren't my thing either, so I'll let you get this generator back online. Thanks, Sammy.
Ew, do not nickname.
Yeah, I was about to say no nicknames.
Absolutely not. Not allowed. I need to unsee that. That hurt my feelings. I don't like that. That was insulting. Anyway,
on the other hand, I get it. This is really one of the only scenes that they have to interact with one another, so they were probably trying to.
well, they already set the tone of this is the person who gives Samus shit and is a trickster.
That's true.
They said it in like one scene in like 4 seconds.
Without any dialogue.
Yeah, imagine. Oy. Anyways. So I signed up to, like, I downloaded the book immediately after I saw that it had a kind of funky title. It was definitely sci-fi, and Jennifer Hale was going to read it. And I was like, yeah. I mean, whatever this is, it can't be that bad. And I started listening to it, and it was like maybe a little cheesy to start, but I think just about every sci-fi is a little cheesy to start, you know? And I was not sure and feeling a little bit trepidatious about it, but I was like, I'm still listening to it. It's still good, I think. Why is this so comforting? What is going on here? And then I looked at the author's name again, and I was like, why is Paolini so familiar? It doesn't really ring a bell. I'm not placing it. What else have I read by Paolini? And then I read further down in the description, and it's like New York Times best-selling author of Aragon. I'm like, oh, it's because you're in the wrong genre. Okay. Oh, and then I'm like, oh yes, that's right. I remember you were writing books when I was
Don't dox yourself. Dox yourself.
Dox myself.
Don't dox yourself.
You were writing books at an influential time for me, and I read every single one of them about as fast as I could possibly read them. So, and I enjoyed them immensely. I could not I can't remember I can't remember the series details. It was just like another dragon book. Now I would qualify it as like, ooh, a book with dragons. But it was really good. I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and it was super, super fun. And the author at the time was really young when he wrote those books. So it was kind of like, ooh, cool that this, person who's not that much older than me wrote these books. And so when I put all of the pieces together, I was like, oh yeah, this has like been specifically engineered to catch my eye in a way that I don't think I've ever come across anything else that was that targeted to me specifically. Like, Google AdSense needs to work on their shit in comparison to what this book did, because I had absolutely nothing to read at the moment and no recommendations, because everything I wanted to read had a wait time on it with the library. And both libraries, by the way, because I got a new library card so that I could get more credits in the app, and neither library, but I digress. The point is that I now have a sci-fi book written by a fantasy author that I already liked, read by this beautiful creature here.
Hold on, gotta do this now. Durable armor skin protects body, fires plasma attacks from mouth. Target's body is covered with incredibly durable armor skin. Weak points. Target will use powerful plasma-based ranged attacks along with potent melee strikes.
Do we want to build some suspense?
Always.